Hey everyone, welcome to another Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and there's a link to my Ko-fi account in the description, so if you're able to support the channel that way, it is greatly appreciated. So today we are playing a little bit of Abzan Rhinos. So we've played decks similar to this on the channel in the past, which is basically built around the kind of 8 Rhinos that exist in the format, so 4 copies of Skirmish Rhino, and then its bigger cousin Siege Rhino. So yeah, both of them have the kind of aggressively costed creature with trample that drains the opponent when it enters. And the reason we're playing it again is because we have a card which I'm considering to be a new Rhino, which is Rhino's Rampage, which is a 1 red or green mana sorcery. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It fights target creature an opponent controls. When excess damage is dealt to the creature an opponent controls this way, destroy up to 1 target non-creature artifact with mana value 3 or less. So just to be clear, I have no illusions about whether this card is actually good or not. I'm purely playing it because it's a Rhino card and it's going in my Rhino deck. I like Rhino decks. So yes, I mean, having said that, it is a pretty aggressively costed fight spell, and that kind of additional clause does potentially make it quite a nice 2-for-1 sometimes, and it preys on one particular card in the format, which I think is obviously very powerful, and that's Corey Steelcutter. You know, if you can fight the creature token and then destroy the Steelcutter and still have a big trample creature left over, then that's pretty good tempo. And yeah, so that I think makes it a more interesting prospect, that it can hit some of the more powerful cards in the format. Sometimes it's just going to be a fight spell, sometimes you won't want it in at all, but yeah, I think it is worth trying in that regard. And yeah, the rest of the deck is kind of an Abzan mid-range deck, so we've got our early Thought Seizers and Fatal Pushes, we've got some card advantage with Mosswood Dread Knight and Preacher of the Schism, so these are great mid-range cards. Voice of Resurgence is good at just shutting down what the opponent can really do to interact with us, particularly against decks which are trying to do lots of things at instant speed. And yeah, we do have some Llanowar Elves just to ramp out some creatures. Yeah, so fairly standard mid-range. As with a lot of 3-color decks in this format, the mana base is a little bit kind of stretched, and sometimes we will have to think carefully about the hands we keep as a result. But we've got a couple of creature lands, a lot of dual lands, a couple of starting towns just to help fix our mana, and then a couple of basic lands as well. And in the sideboard, so we got Deafening Silence, which is obviously a very good sideboard card against combo decks, Phoenix decks, Pick Your Poison, Versatile Removal, Grafdigger's Cage doing a similar thing, shutting down decks which are trying to play from the graveyard or the library. A couple of Get Lost, just for some additional, more unconditional removal if Abrupt Decay isn't doing it for us. Frenzied Baloth, which is a good 2-drop that's nice anti-control tech, with a Bloom command, again, can occasionally be a nice 2-for-1. And then Unlicensed Hearse is good graveyard hate that can also be a creature. So yeah, we're back with some Rhinos. Looking forward to this. So thank you very much for watching. Let's take it on to the ladder. I think just about. It's not an amazing opening hand. Unfortunately, the opponent's having to mulligan a bit, so the relative slowness of it hopefully won't be a huge problem. I will shock in the Overgrown Tomb just in case we can use the... Okay. Oh, it's an Auras deck. That's fun. Well, let's kill that. No, they've got a spell to protect it. No, fair enough. Yeah, they kept a good 5, if nothing else. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. I'm now just trapped with 4 drops in my hand while the opponent's got an aggressive light pause. Okay, if that's all they've got, then if I can draw... I was going to say if I can draw something that I can actually play, but no. Okay, they're just playing Sheltered by Ghosts 4. Okay, I need something like Abrupt Decay now. Yeah, I mean, that was just terrible drawing, so... Yep, land and 4 drops, so I think I want Get Lost here, just as good solid removal. I feel like this deck's actually quite well matched against what the opponent was doing. I just couldn't draw anything. So yeah, maybe I want Pick Your Poison too, just as a good early interaction spell. I think we can ditch Llanowar Elves in this matchup. Just slow it down a bit. Okay, this needs a little bit of help in terms of the mana fixing, but has interaction at least, and Mosswood Dread Knight can potentially draw us some cards if we need it to. Okay, well that's fine. Yep, so I'll draw a card with Dread Knight. Nothing, huh? Okay, in which case I shall play a Glisser Sunslayer. Fine, well, I'll... So this now also has First Strike. So I think I'm willing to trade if they are. Yep. Then I'll Get Lost there. Just so they can't start drawing more cards. Preacher of the Schism it is. Another Scout. Yeah, I don't think they want that. They definitely don't want that. Okay, I'll attack with both. My board. Okay. Yeah, Pick Your Poison. Unless they give the Scout flying, it's hard to do a sacrifice effect. I can't really target it otherwise. Yeah, this is tough. I think I'll put it with a Bloom Command. Probably ditch a couple of Thought Seizers, as they've shown they have Leyline. Again, this is slightly awkward in terms of the mana mix. Okay. So I think we kill that straight away. We don't let that hang around and protect all of their other stuff. Yep, Light Pause is an easy target here. Yeah, not drawing any white land. I did say the mana was going to be a little bit stretched. Yeah, 5 white cards in my hand, no white land. It's not a happy moment for anyone. 6 white cards in my hand, no white land. Yeah, I was going to say, eventually the opponent's going to draw a creature. Okay, well that's something. So let's send in the Mosswood Dread Knight. Coward. It's fair enough, it's the right play. I'll play a Siege Rhino. I might be able to just go mono Rhino here and burn them out that way. Okay, that's a big old Glade Cover Scout. Okay, now it's got Hexproof again. So I think what we're looking to do here is probably hold back the Dread Knight as a blocker. So yeah, I'll attack them down to 7. I'll get lost one of their ethereal armors. Turn it back into a 5/5. Now couldn't play Skirmish Rhino, that was a mistake. Only have 1 white land. Let's hope I don't get punished for that. It doesn't currently have Trample. No. Okay, they've got 1 card in their hand. And it saved them. Do they attack is the question. Yes, they do. Okay, I'll block. Okay. Again, the mana mix here is proving quite a problem. And I think I have to play quite aggressive here, so let's offer them. Yeah, I thought they'd take that, because there's the danger of being rhinoed, and then play Siege Rhino again. Trigger the Mosswood Dread Knight. Okay, I'm on 8 life, so they need both a removal spell and a pump spell. Shelter by Ghost would do it, I think. Nope, cool. Close one, very close. Didn't get to do any rampaging there, which is a bit disappointing. Yeah, again, this hand's a little on the slow side. It's now even slower. Why does this keep happening to me? When I keep a couple of 4-drops, I just draw another one. Stop it! Mono black. Okay. Well, that can be Abrupt Decayed. And there's a skirmish Rhino, which is quite a nice draw. Do want that 4th land though, just to start pseudo mono Rhinoing. Yep, okay. So now we do have Rampage available to us if we're willing to trade a Siege Rhino for a Shieldred, which we might well be willing to do. Okay, at least this way, with all my various Rhinos, I am at least keeping pace with the life total. Fine. Play another Siege Rhino. And yep, still both players still on 18 life somehow. Yeah, them having so many death touch creatures makes fight spells a little bit awkward. So I think what I'll do here is I'll play Mosswood Dread Knight. I'll have it fight there. Aetherborn. I might just clear the board now, to be honest. Some fairly awkward interactions for us, just because they've got so many death touch creatures. Oh. Endless death touch creatures. Let's lose 3 life to draw a card. Llanowar Elves at least can block, and then I can Fatal Push. Yeah, their top decks are doing pretty well for them here. Okay, Preacher of the Schism is at least a death touch creature of my own. I can't fight the Trespasser, unfortunately, without awards, without a discard. Maybe just, you know, stop top decking like that. Fine. An actual land. Who'd have thunk it? Suppose they could have my Thoughtseize if they absolutely desperately want one. Okay. Nice work if you can get it. Okay, yeah, got a little bit unlucky there. They had so many death touch spells, which I think makes Rhino's Rampage unfortunately not very good in this matchup. I think Guest is better. I want Pick Your Poison for annexes and the like. I think I'll trim a single voice. Although voice is quite good against... Well, I suppose they've got Arch Enemy's Charm, so actually no, let's not worry too much about Voice of Resurgence. Yeah, this will do. Yeah, I'll take Liliana. Play Mosswood Dread Knight, I think. I'll Fatal Push that. I'll attack with Dread Knight. Play a Voice of Resurgence. Fine, fine. Yep, let's offer them a trade here. Put Skirmish Rhino into play. Just drain some more life from them. Okay. I think let's do it. Yeah, that's fine by me if they want to trade their Mutavault for one of my creatures. No Fatal Push, huh? Interesting. Not necessarily what I was expecting. Yep, okay. Yep, we'll leave the green land intact. At least if they play Ritual Chamber now, I've got a good answer for it, which is just Fatal Push or pick your poison. Fine, I'll have a 2-2. It's very kind of you. Okay, Annex is now closed off as an option. Draw some more cards. Fine.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we win.
I'll sack the elf here, I think that's fine.
You go.
Because the opponent's dead anyway, they just don't know it. Now they're even deader. Good game. Okay. It's a bit more like it. Don't think Witherbloom Command does much for us here. I didn't mind Voice of Resurgence there, so let's put in the third one of those. Maybe trim a Thoughtseize on the draw? Yeah, I think that's fine. Ooh, I've got an itch. Let's not over-engineer our sideboarding here. It's a difficult matchup, I think, because of all the various Death Touch creatures. Yeah, we're relying on drawing a green land, but most of our lands are green. Yeah, I think I'll just play Restless Fortress. A Thoughtseize of my very own. Huh. Okay, guess that's one Shieldred going. Now I've got a difficult choice. Because I can Fatal Push that right now, and that's quite mana efficient. Or I can just wait for them to play Shieldred. I think I am going to push this now. At least Preacher provides some counterplay. Yeah, so I go to 16, I attack them, I create a 1-1. Yeah, I didn't think they'd be too eager to take that block, but... Okay, there go one of my Rhinos. Probably the bigger one. But we know what they've got in their hand. So I don't actually think I want to gain the life here, just because I don't want to take too much damage from my drawing cards. That might be a mistake, because now they can block one, Fatal Push the other. But no, they're not buying it. So I play a Siege Rhino. Now they can activate Lockthwain, and that's life neutral, which is annoying. But it is quite mana intensive, if nothing else. So they're on 11 now. Okay. Nice, okay. So I think we now just give them the option to make a mistake. So yeah. So I will lose quite a lot of life to do this, but I think it's worth it. Okay, I think I should now Fatal Push their Demon, which will give them the option to Fatal Push something in response. I think that's okay. I'll play Skirmish Rhino. Interesting. Interesting choice there. Okay, open the Annex. Okay, so if I activate this, they go to 6, 1, and then I attack with all. I must have lethal, surely. Because they can block that. Yeah, I think so. Marvellous. Okay. Mono Black Demons. Completed it, mate. man, I'm on the draw again. I'm not happy about it, but let's try keeping this 7. Okay, the opponent's going to 4. Sigh. Okay, looks like a Lumra combat. Well, that's not a land, but it is basically still just a land. Okay, I can use Rhino's Rampage against that. Now we'll get double trigger, which is always a great feeling. Little do you know, OP, I've got 5 lands in my hand. I've got all the lands you want. Isn't magic fun? Little do you know, OP, I've got 5 lands in my hand. Again. I'll just take that, consult the star charts here. Little do you know, OP, I've got 5 lands in my hand. Okay, we saw, like, what's that, 13, 12 lands? And somehow we're still able to win. So, you know, we'll take that as some small victory. Okay, so it's Scapeshift. Scapeshift is a difficult one for me to sideboard against, and I think I would want Grafdigger's Cage for sure. I probably won't Get Lost. In a way, I don't really think I want Rhino's Rampage, unfortunately. Frenzied Balos seems decent here, actually, just as a way of attacking quickly. Probably more so than Voice of Resurgence, which is a, you know, they don't really interact that much, I don't think. Little do you know, yes, indeed. I've still got 5 lands in my hand. Okay, it's all Rhinos all the time here. It's actually a decent top deck. Just lowers the clock quite a lot. The opponent is moving quite quickly here, so start playing Rhinos. So I need 2 turns to kill the opponent, which might be not quick enough, especially if they play a cave here. Okay, they don't have a cave, so they don't gain the life at least. Okay, OP, you got one turn to win the game. Assume? What's going on here? Let's sacrifice this land. Okay, yep, let's escape shifting. So yeah, this might be quick enough. Disappointing if we are one turn short. Again, this keeps happening to me. Okay, they don't yet have anything worth Port of Carfeling. Well, they haven't immediately grabbed Lumra. Aftermath Analyst is pretty good. So yeah, they should be able to win from here, I would imagine. Because they can play Analyst, use its ability, bring back all their lands. Okay, and there's a Lumra, so... Yep, well done. Hmm. Do I want Unlicensed Hearse? It's probably better now than Thoughtseize. Deafening Silence doesn't really do anything for us here. They're just kind of dirtling creatures all over the place. Can't keep a one-lander. Can keep this, however. This one seems okay. So I will put back the... yeah, probably Concealed Courtyard. It's slightly awkward. So yeah, this is a similar opening, but hopefully us being on the play will help here. Okay. It's a clutch land draw. Now, I've got choices here. Am I going to destroy the Spelunking or play Siege Rhino? I feel like as this next turn is escape shift turn, I should probably destroy the Spelunking. Okay, that may have changed my mind. Maybe I've re-changed my mind, because now I can abrupt decay one Spelunking, get lost the other. Maybe that will be enough. I do have lethal on board. Okay, Lumra's a card. Yeah, their Port of Carfels here will probably be enough, but let's see, let's see. It's not gaining him any life. Damn it. Okay, yeah, they'll probably win from here. Cannot quite get the better of this deck. It's just so marginal every time, but it does seem to just win. Yeah, with the spelunking bit into Lotus Field gave them the advantage they needed there. It's very frustrating. I hate this kind of deck. I really hate it, but it's also the fact I come close to beating it almost every time, but just can't quite. Okay. That's not sorcery speed, so let's... I mean, I'll try. Dagnammit. Okay, so they take 3 here. Play Mosswood Dread Knight. It's not impossible I could still win. No, because they'll just Port of Carfel something back now, won't they? Like another Lumra or a Minstrel or something. Oh, I'm furious. Absolutely furious. Fuming. Fuming at Elsia. I wonder why they kept a tapped one. Oh well. It's not for me to wonder why. Yeah, so eventually they'll do all of this and just bring back Thassa's Oracle, presumably. How dare you do this to me? Yep. Just so close every time. Disgusting. Sadly, as I suspected, Rhino's Rampage not doing much good there. We did, however, not come across any Corey Steelcutters, and I think that's very unfair of the matchmaker not to give us any decks with Corey Steelcutters in them when I'm playing Rhino's Rampage. However, it is what it is. As I say, we were just playing it for the meme. But, you know, I do enjoy a good Abzan mid-range deck. I wish it was slightly better in the format than it is. It deserves to be, because these creatures should be good, and I think something's gone wrong when a creature like this isn't. You know, your format probably needs some help, and particularly one that's supposed to be a bit kind of, it's not meant to be like modern. But yeah, that's just my own personal feelings about the state of the game. But yeah, interesting. I enjoyed it. That's all that matters, even though, as I say, it's not designed to be competitive. So yeah, here's the deck list one more time. It's in the description as usual, so let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Contribute to the Coffee account if you can. and I'll see you next time.